Hello everyone, this is Ross with Market Traders Daily, and this is today's video analysis for June 11, 2020. Today, we're taking a look at the GBPUSD, the Great British Pound, versus the US dollar for today's trade analysis. Starting here on the daily time frame, on the left is the pound dollar. It is moving lower today. It's not too hard to see that red candle. Quite a bit different than what we've seen over the past several days. We're going all the way back into May. We started this rising trend here for the pound dollar. Started at the very bottom near the 1.217055 blue zone at the bottom of the black trend line and has been moving up ever since, capping a new high yesterday right around the 128 level, just a hair above 128. Significant sell off from there. You see that long wick at the top of the smaller body candle, indication of selling pressure. And then today we see that market opening up right around 1.2745 and pressuring back down under the green zone, 1.2665. The green zone again, 12665.85. Currently, the momentum for this currency pair has been bearish since capping the high at 128. So we saw first infusion of sellers with the long wick at the top, second infusion of sellers with the red candle. The momentum has shifted to the bear side here for the pound dollar for the moment. Doesn't mean it won't turn around and go back in the direction of the trend. It just means for the moment the momentum has shifted to the bear side. So what I'm looking for is opportunity underneath that green zone. If it can stay under the green zone and momentum carries through, we'll at minimum look for it back to the blue zone, which is 126.30.10. So not a bad trade from the 65 level to 30 if it goes from the green zone to the blue zone and momentum carries through. Another thing I was looking at is the US dollar index. Right hand side of the picture is the US dollar index. It obviously has been falling at the same time frame that the pound dollar's been moving higher, the US dollar's been moving lower. We've been studying these areas where the black boxes are in the live trade room. Something interesting to me today is that we see the daily candle, the current daily candle on the US dollar, open higher than the previous day closed. It opened higher. The blue candle opened higher than the previous day closed lower. So to me, that is an indication of some buying pressures. Buyers are pressuring this to go up. So if we can get some other indication of buying pressure, some push back above 96.30, that would indicate maybe a little bit of a turnaround for the dollar as well. Let's take both of them down to the 4-hour time frame, and here we go. Here's the US dollar. You can see on the right hand side the spike down to the blue zone, the return higher, a gap higher. The market spiked a few times down and then returned higher. So here we are at the orange zone. Of course, a push back above the orange zone today for the US dollar would lead it a little bit higher. Let's zoom out one time here. If we could get this above the orange zone, I think we go back to the yellow zone, which is 96.50. Current momentum right now, the momentum is bullish. We hit the pink zone, 95.90. The buyer stepped back in, drove it back to the orange zone. Anything above 96.30, I think we're back to 96.50 for the dollar. And a challenge of the red trend line. Maybe even break the red trend line. We'll have to wait and see. If it breaks the red trend line, I think we're looking for even further movement higher. Now, 4-hour time frame on the pound dollar. Here it is. We see those infusions of sellers. Look at that long wick at the top of that candle. That's an infusion of sell orders. Then again, from the purple zone to the green zone, infusion of sell orders. The sellers are clearly pressuring this lower. Last time we got under the green zone, just to the left, it went to the blue zone. So again, that becomes a pretty healthy target to the downside. Now, my preference is always going to be that we look for some sort of breakout, some sort of indication of a breakout underneath that green zone. We don't have that yet. So we need to be, on our toes, keeping an eye on what's happening here. But I do like the fact that we are underneath that green zone. So I'd like to see maybe the next 4-hour period open and close underneath this green zone, improving the chances that it'll continue to the pink zone, blue zone at minimum, maybe even the pink zone on continued momentum lower. The risk here is that it turns around and gets back above that green zone. So two things we're looking for to improve confidence. We need improved confidence if we can get, and I'll just make this one red, open and close underneath the green zone improves our confidence it's going to go to the blue zone. The risk is it turns right back above the green zone and goes back to the purple zone. We need the dollar to break that 96.30 level and continue its turn back higher. And if it doesn't, it could turn back lower again in the direction of the trend. Risk right now, if you take a sell, is stop losses above the green shade area. One last thing before we move on is the volume indicator, and we've been talking a lot about this in the live trade room. Look at this. Under the green, it's red right now, which is good. Red volume, bearish volume, under the green zone. That's the 5-minute time frame. We just also, in the past half hour, saw the 15-minute also turn red under the green zone. So momentum and volume shifting to the bear side. Take a look at the last time under the purple zone it turned bearish. What did it do? It went to the green zone. Under the orange zone, it turned bearish. It went to the purple zone. So the idea here is volume and momentum turning bearish here on the right-hand side will continue to carry it to the next zone lower, which is the blue zone, for the pound dollar today.
From Forex Traders Daily, this has been your daily analysis with Ross Mullins. If you would like to get Ross's analysis on all the currency pairs he's watching and all the trades he takes today, join him in his live trade room by clicking on the link below. Please leave any comments you have about today's video in the comments section below.